Kathy, I nominate you to in front of Laurel Brainerd.
I'm good where I'm at, but thank you. I appreciate
it. Great answer. How are you, Kathy?
I'm
Great. Welcome
great.
back. Welcome
Thank
back.
you. I feel like it's been a long time.
Yeah, probably has been what, 3-4 months, and I know that this isn't exactly your favorite time of year because you're already looking ahead to 2022 for what would be the new IPOs and what's going to happen next year. But anything really on your radar screen? I think we had that, EV Rivian. Was that a new IPO that has to go through your whole process of the IPO and then the discovery phase and the, where you're really, checking out to see what kind of volume and you're doing due diligence on it. Was that one of them? I think the name of the stock is Rivian. Everyone's buying because Tesla is too expensive, and they're giving it value. They're giving it valuations comparable to Tesla.
Yeah, well, it's funny that you bring that up because well, it's funny that you bring up a lot of things and you're touching on all our key points. So good job, Dale.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
glad that what I say resonates. But I actually have a lot of great information to share today because, yeah, you're right. I've been waiting. It's kind of been a patience game for me. And now I'm seeing all these great setups that I want to share with everyone today.
Oh,
But
beautiful.
let's quickly look at Rivian. This is a weekly chart, Market Smith here. And yeah, this is that volatile IPO advance phase. So, big
Okay.
bar up, reversal.
We're still seeing your cover slide trading Lifecycle.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry.
you may have to stop sharing and reshare to show that chart. It's possible.
There we go. There we go. Now you can see it.
Yeah, got it.
Yes.
Two candles.
Yes, and
Okay.
volatile, right? So
Yeah.
People, you're a good swing trader. These are great for you. For me, as I've expressed to you, I like to wait for that due diligence phase to pass, as
Right.
you mentioned, and then look for that first mature base, which is what I'd like to focus on today.
Okay.
So I'll bring my presentation back up.
Okay.
And of course the disclaimer, everybody knows. Yeah. And just a quick review, just really fast, the life cycle trade. You've already mentioned it, looking at the IPO, where is it in its run? Is it in the due diligence? Is it in that volatile IPO advance phase? Where is it at? So we can apply the appropriate trading rules, risk management, etc. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I just wanted to highlight the IPO advance phase, what we just talked about for Rivian, and now this due diligence phase. This is where we've been watching, Dale. All year I keep telling you, we're watching. You're like, golly, how long is Kathy going to watch? Well, Kathy's not watching anymore.
Okay.
Taking some action.
The waiting's the hardest part, isn't it, Kathy?
The waiting's the hardest part.
It really is, and that's part of your process. Does it ever get any easier?
Well, as I guess some traders, investors, we always want to take action, right? Because we get excited when we make a purchase and it goes up. But, there's something to be said for, I'm just going to take it easy. And I'm still connected to the market. I'm still watching it, but I don't have to always act on every little, bar and move, right? Because you want to.
We're paid to wait.
We're paid to wait, and we're paid to wait for our edge and what works for us. And what I share with you and your listeners is, what works for me. And, if you have similar, characteristics and the personality that I have, then, I hope this helps you,
Okay. All right.
Okay.
It's not easy. Well, what I'm saying, it's not easy to have the kind of discipline that you need to have to do this type of investing. You really you need the patience of Job sometimes.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Now I'm highlighting this phase really fast. This is the late bloomer phase, because this is a very common phase. And this is what I'm going to show next, and just the pump and dump. But here's the thing, Dale. We have had so many IPOs this year. Look at this, 843.
Wow.
I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
And of course, more than half were SPACs. So there's so
That's
many
why.
to pick from. Yeah,
Because
exactly.
it was so easy to get that registered compared to an IPO.
It was so easy, and those SPACs were very volatile. You know, I stayed out of most of them because, again, I'm not that swing trader. And so for me, you know, there were so many out there, but I had to wait. You know, I was waiting for me, that waiting game, and also the liquidity.
How's that Trump SPAC look?
Oh my gosh, isn't that wild?
Oh, I don't know, but you know, a friend of mine told me his buddy bought that SPAC on the first day of trading and had like 200% in the first day and got out.
Oh wow, we'll see. There you go.
Did that happen?
He knows how to trade. Be a
He
position.
doesn't. He's a chef. That's what's
Wow.
bothering me about this market is that,
Wow.
you know, chefs and shoeshine boys are making money, doubling their money, buying the opening and selling it before the day is out. You know, it's shouldn't be that. It should be illegal.
Well, you know, I mean, if they're
Shouldn't
in
be
and
that
out,
easy.
if they're in and out and they know what they're doing and they're being
Yeah.
safe and know that that's not the norm, then I'm okay with it. But soon as
Most
people
don't know what they're doing, Kathy.
If they think this is how they can make money every day for the rest of your life, then that's where I would be concerned.
Yeah, right.
But yeah,
Okay.
see, here it is, big run up. And
Yeah.
now, you know, it's starting to go down. So it's probably going to go sideways for a while, just like, we see most IPOs and SPACs do.
Wow. So I see it. That's one day where it went from what, like 26 to 130?
Yes, exactly.
Huh?
Exactly.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Let me see how high I think it went higher than that. Let's see, 175.
Oh my God.
175. Yeah.
Nice day trade.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And you know, the other thing to point out, Dale, is that a lot of these aren't even liquid enough. So you take that 843 and really 28% of those are probably liquid enough to trade. And when I say liquid, we found out in our research $20 million a day is the bare minimum. But really, you want $100 million a day or more, right? Because these institutions, you want them to be able to get in and drive the price higher, and they can't do that if it's not liquid enough.
Yeah. What are the spreads like? And does the dollar amount also tighten up the bid offer on the instrument by meeting your requirements? Is the bid offer tighter? And the more illiquid ones, you either have to make an appointment to do the trade, and the bid offer could be 10, 15%, 20%,
right? And you
right?
could put the order in and it might not even go because there's just no one there to buy it or sell it, etc. And then that's how you get trapped, and it can be very dangerous.
Okay.
So, and the reason why this is important is that because what we saw in the research also is that of this 28% that are liquid enough, those are the ones that give you the better odds of making 100% or more. 75% gain 100% or more.
Volume precedes price.
Yeah, right. And so this is just a quick table just to show what the numbers are. And you can see for 2021, it's actually a little bit lower. You know, the year's not over, but we had so many, and that just tells you how many of them were illiquid.
A lot of junk out there.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's get on it. So this is that institutional advance phase that I wanted to tell you about, and you know, waiting that maybe 6 months, sometimes even longer. And I feel like, you know, this year, well, we're in November, so I've been waiting most of this year, you know, looking for these first base consolidations and powering through this turbulence zone, which I'm going to show you in just a second. So let's just get on it. I mean, here's Snowflake, Dale, and I know we've talked about this one many times. But here was that IPO advance phase. Here's that due diligence phase where it went sideways. And here I'm highlighting this previous high when it first came out as the turbulence. And now here we go. We've got snow. It's approaching. We're looking for a first mature base. Now I have to disclose, I own this stock and I was buying it early, actually as it was coming up and holding the 10-week line and holding the 40-week line. I would have
Nice. Yeah.
preferred to have a base, but I didn't officially get one yet. I probably will get one soon. So this could be one to watch, Dale, that's transitioning.
Okay. Okay. So after this move, we get some type of consolidation formation, maybe, sideways, or, maybe a retrace, 50% pullback, and then it starts building a new base for a different launch point above maybe next time the historic highs.
Yeah, exactly. So this
Okay.
right here, prior high is could potentially going to cause that turbulence, potentially
Yeah.
cause that retracement, like you talked about, a base of some sort. And for sure, this looks like, I mean, we don't know for sure, right, ever, but we're transitioning into that longer advance that could last a year or two or more. And, still working on earnings here, but we've got sales. And so this is, I think, a good watch list candidate for folks.
Okay.
And then, as I mentioned, I own some, so I have to disclose that.
Okay. And what's the symbol on Snowflake again?
SNOW.
Okay. Thanks.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So nice one going into year end. I hear that, even if you didn't trade well this year, that because of the energy crisis we have going on right now, Kathy, that Santa can't afford coal to put in people's stockings. So this is definitely Santa would not have put a piece of coal in for this trade. So nice
Right.
work. Nice
Right.
work.
Okay. So now let's look at this is just, I'm going to show some more, but I just wanted to highlight, here's some that people can take a snapshot of that, I'm watching. And here we're highlighting, in green, these really big, $1 billion traded, daily average dollars traded, Upstart, which has already had a crazy move, Affirm, which had a good strong move and now maybe consolidating. Snowflake, I mentioned. Airbnb also looks like it's approaching, and I've got a chart of that one as well. Roblox and Coin. And so you see these have strong revenue growth. And here I'm already showing, the percent from the first daily close. Upstart, of course, I already mentioned. But a lot of them are up from their first day close, which is another bullet point that we like to focus on as it regains and starts to move up.
Okay. Would you say that with it being higher above the first day, a bigger percentage or a lower percentage, or that really doesn't make a difference as far as your process for buying the stock? Say, like you look at Coinbase, I mean, it's almost back at where it went public. Does that make it more of a value than something that was and attract you other to something that's up like over 100%?
Yeah, well, when I look at the example of Coinbase, I say, oh, okay, it's getting back to its day one close. So again, it's getting back up to where it was. So to me, that's encouragement, right? That, okay, institutions have done their due diligence and they're saying, yeah, I think Coinbase might be one I want to invest in. So they're bringing the price back up. And now we can start looking for that mature base in that due diligence phase to then start our own positions as we hope that it transitions into that advanced phase. And I have a chart of Coin. So let's just move on, and then I will show you that one in a second. I have Roblox next, though, here.
Okay.
At least, actually, do I have a chart of Coin? No, I don't. Actually,
Okay.
I might not have Coin, but you know what? I want to pull it up for you because I think it's a great example. So we were on, all right, you can see my chart, right?
Yeah, got it. Coin's up.
Great. So here we had that decline, okay?
Yeah.
So that was an advanced failure. Here's our due diligence phase. And then, yeah, see, here was the day one. Well, this is a weekly chart. So this is the week one close. And so it makes sense that there's some resistance here, just as there will likely be resistance at this prior high. But now already, we're only about 2 weeks in here, looks like 2-3 weeks. But it's forming some type of base. So this could be its first mature base within this institutional advanced phase that, if institutions continue to show accumulation as they've shown in this prior run up of, what is this, like 8 or 6, blue bars, then this is going to be a great potential entry point. And then you might still see some turbulence here, and then, we'll see, maybe have a good run for a year or two. So, yeah.
Because I'll bring it up to you and tell me what you think. I really was kind of, I find it fascinating watching an NFL game that now there are commercials by some crypto broker or some crypto with Tom Brady on his phone trading Bitcoin, showing the screen.
Wow.
I mean, that's how, those commercials are out there, and a lot of advertising by crypto brokers, or where people could trade it, and they even got Tom Brady. They were talking about, it's a trade. No, this is not a trade. This is I'm trading crypto. So they used that trade like he was going to be traded, but showed him trading Bitcoin on his phone.
Wow.
Isn't that
I wonder how much crypto they gave him to do that.
Yeah, like Tom Brady needs to trade.
I know. Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Huh? Do you think Tom needs?
Yeah, I would think he'd be okay.
You think he has like a PIP goal by the end of the week to cover his overhead and everything, like John Q. Public, like us?
Right.
I don't think so. So anyway.
Well, let me disclose that I do have a coin, by the way.
You have coin too? Okay.
I do. I've already started nibbling as it got over this prior high, and likely, if it builds the base that I'm speaking of and continues to run up, then I'll look to add more. Okay. So I want to share that with everyone.
Well, you've got a bag full of goodies going into the holidays this year.
Yeah,
I think last
do.
year you didn't have much. You were waiting.
Exactly. So see how things have changed, right?
Yeah.
All right. Can you see my PowerPoint again? Let me just make sure.
No, we're still on.
We're still on. Okay, let me try this again.
Roblox.
Okay, you see Roblox?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So this is also a recent chart. This was as of the close Friday. This is a recent chart. I've got the IPO advanced phase, as I pointed out. This is that late bloomer example I showed at the beginning. And here you can see it powered through last week, and we've got 2 big bars, and now it's past that turbulence zone. So this is the one I would say with this one, since we're already past that turbulence zone, we're already past that prior high from the initial run when it first came out as an IPO, that we're in the institutional advanced phase. So now the question is, will it continue to run like we've seen for a year or 2 or more? Now, obviously, Roblox, if you're familiar with it, with the gaming and the metaverse, I think, and all those things, I think it has that potential from that standpoint. Personally, I think it's extended right now, and we need to build some type of consolidation to continue to add to it, unless you're good with, high risk entries, because here, obviously, it could easily pull back.
Would your bull bear line be under that blue bar, under 100, if it negates this phase? Say it negates the candle that we have now and closes back under 100.
Well, 100 is definitely, I would say, obviously it was the prior high approximately, and it's, 100 is psychological level. So I think potentially that could happen. We're about 30% or so from 100. So a 30% retracement, would be that's not a bad base, kind of deep. But if this is strong super growth stock, I would hope that it would consolidate less than that, but we'll have to see. But look at the volume coming in here as it's breaking to new high. Yeah, exactly. So Dale, okay, this is also in my my what did you call it, my bag of goodies, because I did start purchasing it as it was coming.
Stocking.
Yes, exactly. And so I put some money in here as it was building its institutional due diligence phase. Not an ideal first mature base within This is one that kind of just went sideways, never undercut its IPO base, which, is unusual. So that is, which I would say is a sign of strength. And now it's just making new highs. So definitely, I think one to watch.
What do you think the environment's going to be like for IPOs next year? Do you think that we could keep up at this torrid pace? Will the blend be kind of the same between SPACs and the old way of listing IPOs? So what's your outlook for next year? Is it clouded by maybe tax policy might change? The Fed might change. Is there anything that can give you a look ahead to know what kind of year you're expecting, even though, what we expect sometimes we have to adjust to it, but what are your expectations for next year? Do you have
I
any?
mean,
And you don't have to have any.
well, that's
Except
good because
yeah.
I don't like to predict, that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But
So we hope the capital machine keeps pumping out new businesses to trade.
I mean, that's always the hope. That's always the goal, and definitely I want to see, new IPOs. I mean, if we just go back to the normal 200 or whatever it was, that average was from that bar chart I saw you before we had this last year and the year and this year, that's really, that should be plenty, and we've got the ones that were already, as I told you, we're looking back, these are ones that IPO'd either early this year, end of last year, that now are the ones that we can focus on for the long term. And then the ones that come out next year, we're going to keep our eyes on them, but they probably won't be ready till later in the year anyway. So as long as they're coming out and we just keep this rotation going, I think we'll be in a good place.
Okay, Kathy. So I think that I think it's a very interesting style and way to skin a cat and be there for macro moves in the market, which I think a lot of people that I know probably don't have the skills for doing that because we're so short-term oriented. Someone's asking, any view on EV? Boris Johnson is due to announce the requirements for new home built in the UK to have an EV charging point. Will this make a difference, and to which stocks to watch for? So I guess in the UK, Boris Johnson's going to require new homes have an EV charge point. Any companies that are doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
With more EV cars, just like, with the internet connections that never used to be built in the houses and now they're built in. I mean, that makes perfect sense to me.
Do you drive an EV, Kathy, or
I do
hybrid?
not. I do not. No,
Me too.
I have a really old Honda
Okay.
and I have a RAV4 and it's
Okay.
also old.
Okay. All
So
right.
I don't know, Dale.
All right. Well, used car prices have gone up. Maybe it's time to liquidate those when you get some money for them while they're still running. Yeah, I burn gas too. So Kathy, what's the best way for people to, get in touch with you, learn how to become an investor rather than a trader? And it's a skill traders don't have. You have to. It's something you have to relearn if you're going to do it, and have a separate account for it so you don't confuse what you're doing in the S&P with what Kathy does. So here you go.
Yes. If we have, you can find me on Twitter. This is my Twitter handle, KGD_investor. If you go to our website, you can email us through the website or at authors@thelifecycletrade.com. And then also I'm on LinkedIn. So yeah, happy to help out if I can. And, we've got a lot of great.
Let me make a comment that like some Forex gal saying, and her Ferrari in the garage. First of all, I think it's very authentic of Kathy to say what she's driving, and also I knew multimillionaires that had huge cotton fields and horses and everything that drove old cars. Okay. And the people that are talking about their Ferraris in their driveway that are in this industry, and then it shows them flying on a private jet, having champagne, and then getting into a limo, run away. So, and the car you drive doesn't reflect your success as a trader at all. Because I have a Gremlin. Okay.
Gotcha.
No, a Pinto. I have a Pinto. No,
Oh,
anyway.
okay.
All right. Anyway, I have a Grinto. So, Kathy, you know, I wish you a happy Thanksgiving, and that, you know, all you have in your stocking, you know, blossom into the spring for you. A little metaphor. And really appreciate you coming here and showing something that most people would not have the discipline or the paradigm to do. So, you know, I commend you on your patience and being able to invest like this. I really do not know how to invest. And I think you're ahead of the game, because traders, you know, they come and they go.
Right.
Investors have a chance to build, you know, huge amounts of capital for later in life when they need it. So I recommend people learn how to do this.
Well, thanks
As
so much, Dale. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Thank you
yeah,
always for having me on. I really enjoy it so much. You're so much fun to talk with, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there as well.
thank you, Kathy, and follow Kathy on Twitter at KGD_investor, and she has newsletters on her website. And thank you, my trading warrior sister, for your giving spirit and coming here and showing things that have worked over time and new ideas every time you're here. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, everyone, that's a wrap. Remember, don't just count your IPOs, count your blessings. I'll see everyone for Turnaround Tuesday. I have Kenny Polcari. If you watch financial television, Kenny's been on CNBC. He's gravitated more over to Fox Business. Who knows? Maybe it was, you know, politics based upon which financial station broadcasts your views. Anyway, it'll be his first interview here on F.A.C.E. So tune in tomorrow for Kenny Polcari. Adios, everyone.
Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with ForexAnalytix. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like these videos, share them, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the content that we provide here for free. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.